The dusty wind of the western plains howled through the empty town as a lone Chinese widow walked barefoot down the dirt road. Her clothes were torn, her hair tangled, and in her trembling hands, she carried a small bundle wrapped in faded silk, her wedding dress. She had sewn it years ago with dreams of a happy life, but now it was the only thing left she owned. Her children hadn't eaten in 5 days. Their frail faces and sunken eyes told a story no mother should ever have to tell. When she reached the ranch, she saw a tall, broad-shouldered man feeding his horses. His name was Thomas Hale, a widowed rancher known for his quiet strength and the sadness that never left his eyes since his wife passed away 2 winters ago. The woman stopped before him and said softly, "Sir, will you buy my wedding dress? My kids, they haven't eaten in days." Thomas looked at her, speechless. The wind lifted the edge of the silk, revealing careful stitches and delicate embroidery, work of love and patience. He realized the dress was worth more than money, it was her last memory of dignity. "You're not selling this dress," he said firmly. "You're coming inside." He took her children in first, feeding them warm soup and bread as they devoured every bite like it was their first meal in forever. The widow, Mei Lin, stood silently by the door, tears streaming down her face. She had begged in nearby towns before, but no one had shown mercy. Thomas's kindness felt almost unreal. Days turned into weeks. Thomas let Mei Lin and her children stay in the guest cabin, and slowly, she began to help around the ranch, cooking, tending the garden, sewing torn clothes for the workers. Her gentle nature brought warmth back into the cold walls of Thomas's home. The laughter of her children began to echo in the yard, and for the first time since his wife's death, Thomas smiled again. One evening, Thomas found her sitting by the fire, holding her wedding dress. "You should keep it," he said softly. She looked up at him, eyes glistening. "I have no husband left to wear it for," she whispered. Thomas knelt beside her and replied, "Maybe it's time you had one who truly deserves you." Months later, under the open sky, with the prairie wind carrying the scent of spring, Mei Lin wore that same dress, not to sell it, but to marry the man who gave her life back. Her children stood beside her, their faces glowing with joy. The ranchers gathered around, amazed by the love that had grown out of despair. That day, the woman who once begged to sell her wedding dress became the bride of the man who taught her that compassion could rebuild even the most broken hearts. Together, they built a family, not by blood, but by kindness and hope, and the wedding dress that once symbolized loss became the sign of a new beginning.